I did say that we're not that good at thinking. And the reason I said that is that this is a business that fundamentally is about thinking. We spend a whole lot of time talking about thought leadership and the importance of thought leadership and strategic thinking and creative thinking. And frankly, maybe it's because I've been around for 42 years now. Uh, I think the quality of the thinking has suffered. I think that we are not doing the job we need to do from a thinking standpoint. And what I mean by that is that we've become executors. We've become tacticians. We haven't necessarily spent the resources, the time, the energy to really get deep into not just the client's business, but into the environment in which that business operates overall. And I think that we've liked to think of ourselves as consultants, as our clients' best partners, and so on. But my sense is that we've let that slip quite a bit over the years. And you said, maybe we should talk about AI. When I look at AI in that context, I'm worried because just take the junior people that are the lifeblood of this business, of the agency business, a young business to begin with. And if you take young people today and they enter the ad business, if they enter the ad business, because fewer interns, fewer entry-level positions. Why? Because we've got machines to do the exact work that we used to have junior people do. So if we're not training a younger generation of ad people in the right thinking and giving them the experiences that are required so they become solid thinkers on behalf of their clients, I'm worried about the future of the industry. And I'll bring it down to something really simple. When I started in this business, my only job, when I was finally allowed to go to client meetings, was to sit in the room and write a contact report after the meeting. I took notes and then I wrote a contact report. Now that sounds silly, but because I had to do that, I had to understand everything that was said. And if I didn't, I would ask questions after the meeting. I had to understand the meaning of the decision making and the next steps and the implications. And through that simple thing, writing a contact report 24 hours after a meeting, I started understanding the business. Now today, that same meeting is on Zoom, and the machine is going to do a summary. I mean, you and I talked not long ago, and you sent me a summary, or the machine sent me a summary of the call within 5 minutes. So if that's what the machines are about to do, I have some serious doubt about anyone's ability to learn on the job, which is what this business has always been about. So if you want to talk about the piece I wrote in campaign, I mean, that was basically prompted by your call to come and sit at a panel about change. I think it's a great theme, but I've been on panels, but I've also sat listening to panels for 40 years about change, about pivots, about transformation in this business, the requirements to change. It's not always been because of major technological change, but there's always been a need to change. And frankly, we haven't changed that much. The world's changed on us though, and I think that's the issue here. And fundamentally, if we don't change the way we think about how we deliver thinking to our clients, I think we're in trouble.